ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Jahnavi. So yesterday we discussed Krishna's pastimes in Mathura. He killed Kamsa, then he killed Chanura, Mushtika, Shala, Toshala, Kuta, all the five wrestlers of Kamsa. Before that, Krishna also killed this big elephant, Kuvalaya Pida. And after killing Kamsa, Krishna and Balram together killed all the 8 brothers of Kamsa. So yesterday we did not discuss who were these 8 brothers in their past lives. I think Yashoda also asked about that. We can't see her now, but it's fine. I'll just mention. So Kamsa's 8 brothers uh, were the sons of Yaksha in the previous life. So his name was Deva Yaksha. He used to live in Alakapuri. He was very wise, learned, very glorious, and especially he's a devotee of Lord Shiva. So this Devayaksha had 8 sons. Their names were Devakuta, Mahagiri, Ganda, Danda, Prachanda, Khanda, Akhanda, and Pruthu. These are the names. If you don't remember the names, it's fine. So one day, this Devayaksha ordered these 8 sons to go and pick some flowers for Shiva Puja, to worship Lord Shiva. So they picked up some flowers, 1,000 lotus flowers they brought at sunrise from Manas Sarovar. And these flowers were laden with so much of honey. They were very sweetly fragrant. They were surrounded by humming bees. So they picked up these flowers and getting attracted by these flowers, they smelled the flowers and they offered it to their father for the worship of Shiva. So somehow the father could understand, oh, you people have smelled these flowers. So these flowers are meant for worship. You cannot smell the flower and then offer it to worship the Lord. Say you want to offer a banana to Krishna, or you want to offer something, some food item. Will you taste it and then offer? We are not like Shabari, right? Shabari can do that, but we cannot do that. They are supposed to offer to Krishna first and then we eat. So, but these 8 sons of Devayaksha, they just smelled the flowers and then offered for worship. So the father became very angry and he cursed them to become demons. Okay, so they became the brothers of Kamsa, and then somehow Balramji killed them and liberated them from that demoniac life. Okay, so in this way, Krishna destroyed Kamsa and all his supporters and installed Ugrasena as the king of Mathura, and he also released Vasudeva and Devaki from prison. And then Krishna was sent to Sandipani Muni's school for education. So Krishna was so smart. Within 64 days, he has learned 64 arts and he has learned all the Vedas and Upanishads very quickly. And he also made friendship with Sudama, a Brahmana, who also joined the school of Sandipani Muni. And then he came back to Mathura city. Okay, we completed our discussion up to this point. So after Krishna came back to Mathura after his education, Krishna started feeling intense separation from Vrindavan. So Krishna was thinking, I'm missing Vrindavan a lot. I'm missing Nanda Maharaj. I'm missing Yashoda Mata. I'm missing Radharani. I'm missing all the gopis of Vrindavan. I'm missing all my dear friends, co-head boy friends. So he started feeling separation from them, and he called Uddhava. Uddhava is a cousin of Krishna, cousin brother. So he called Uddhava and said, Uddhava, now in this current situation, I won't be able to go to Vrindavan and meet my dear parents and relatives. So my request to you is that can you please go to Vrindavan on my behalf and give my message to my parents? Please inform them that I still love them. I am missing them. I always remember them. Uh, it's getting difficult for me to stay away from them, but somehow I'm obliged to stay in Mathura to protect the Mathura Vasis. Please go and inform my heart to these people, the Brajavasis. So then Uddhava said, okay, I will go. So then Uddhava went to Vrindavan and he met first Nanda Maharaj. Uddhava went around the time of around evening time. So Uddhava saw all the cows and calves coming back from the forest. All activities were going on in Vrindavan as usual, but all the Brajavasis were in great pain of separation from Krishna. Krishna was missing. So then Nanda Maharaj came out and received Uddhava. And Uddhava was looking exactly like Krishna. Nanda Maharaj could recognize Uddhava was the cousin brother of Krishna. So then Nanda Maharaj made Uddhava sit in his house, and then they started discussing about Krishna. Then Nanda Maharaj asked, "My dear Uddhava, does Krishna remember us? Does Krishna remember Vrindavan? Does Krishna remember his beloved cows and his mother? Uh, we are very fortunate to have his brief association for just about a decade, but now we lost his association. Every single day, every single moment, we are remembering Krishna. Does he remember us?" So like that, he was speaking, and Nanda Maharaj started summarizing entire Krishna Leela. He summarized Krishna's pastimes, how Krishna killed Putana, Bakasur, Sakatasur, Vyomasur, Vatsasur, Arishtasur, and how he performed Damodar Leela. So like that, Nanda Maharaj remembered Krishna's pastimes, and he also asked about Balaramji. Then Uddhava narrated all the pastimes of Krishna and how Krishna was also missing Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda. He narrated, and before that, Uddhava was so overwhelmed. Uddhava saw Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mata. Mother Yashoda is not speaking a single word here. All the talking is being done by Yashoda Mata because, Nanda Maharaj. So Yashoda Mata is unable to speak. So Mother Yashoda was so overwhelmed with intense motherly feelings for Krishna. As soon as uh, Uddhava said the name Krishna, Mother Yashoda's eyes were filled with tears. Her voice got choked up. She could not utter a single word out of intense remembrance of Krishna. So she did not speak anything. She was so overwhelmed. So Nanda Maharaj was speaking because he is a male and he is also the king of Raja. He is supposed to offer hospitality. By this time, Rohini Mata was also not there in Vrindavan. So Krishna Balram went and Rohini Mata also went. Only Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mata, only two people are there in the house along with their servants. So it's such a emotionally, it's such a great painful experience for Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mata to digest. Uh, Actually speaking, even for Krishna also, it is very painful experience. Now you see Krishna from the perspective of his being God. That's one perspective. But you also try to see Krishna as a 10-year-old child. A 10-year-old boy who had spent his last 10 years under the loving care of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mata. He was suddenly shifted from Vrindavan to Mathura. And big palaces were there. So many soldiers were there, elephants and horses. In Vrindavan, Krishna used to see monkeys, peacocks, parrots, and cows and calves and bulls and buffaloes. But in Mathura, he was seeing opulent palaces, horses, elephants. It's a place of majesty. It's not a place of sweetness. Okay. So now, from the perspective of Krishna being a 10-year-old child, he was missing. He was homesick. Krishna was homesick. For example, when children grow up little bit and they're sent for higher education, they were supposed to be staying with parents. They have been staying with parents for a long time. Suddenly, they were sent to hostel. They have to enter a hostel room every day. They'll call their parents and I'm missing you, mother. I'm missing you, father. They keep expressing their feelings, and mother is in anxiety, father is in anxiety. So this keeps happening. So Krishna, at the age of 10 only, he was sent to a different place. Okay. So Krishna was homesick and he could not relate with anyone. Although he understands, intellectually, he understands that Mother Devaki and Vasudev, they were my parents. He cannot immediately connect with them. Since 10 years, he has not seen them. Right on the first day, the day of his birth, not birthday, any anniversary, not birth anniversary. On the day of his birth, he saw them as an infant baby, a 1 year old or few hours old child, and Mother Devaki gave him her milk. And after that, Krishna got shifted to Vrindavan. For more than a decade, he was there in Vrindavan and he came back. He could not relate with anyone. The only one person that Krishna could relate with in Mathura was, any guesses? Who was that one person that Mathura, that Krishna could relate with? Yes, Prashastha. Prashastha.
Prabhuji, Balram.
Okay, Balram is a right answer. Any other guesses?
Devaki?
Okay. No. Yes, Yadunandan.
Prabhuji, perhaps Uddhava.
Okay, Gaursundar.
Uddhava, Akruda.
Hasini. Hasini. Yes.
Okay, for 10-15 minutes I'll do that, and after that
Uddhava.
and these problems
Okay. Any other guesses? Harshi, have any other propositions?
Prabhuji, it might be a devotee of like from somewhere.
Huh?
A devotee who has spent a lot of time separate from Krishna.
Shweta.
Dama Prabhuji, because he had met Krishna from a distance.
Oh my God. Okay, no. Harshi are almost there. Krishi Kishan.
Prabhuji, Rohini Mata.
Exactly. Rohini Mata is the right answer. So Rohini Mata had spent 10 years with Krishna in Vrindavan. And she also came to Vrindavan after Kamsa was killed and everything. Because Rohini Mata was Vasudev's wife. So Vasudev had 18 wives. How many? 18 wives. And Vasudev had sent Rohini, he had sent several of his wives to different places because of the fear of Kamsa. He had kept only Devaki with him. And after Kamsa was killed, Rohini Mata shifted. And Krishna could relate with Rohini Mata only, no one else. Okay. So, anyways, so Krishna was homesick there. And here, Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mata were feeling separation from Krishna. Okay. So, now, Uddhava was overwhelmed with some kind of emotions, seeing the deep love and affection with that Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mata were carrying for Krishna. He was surprised. How can somebody love Krishna so much? I know so many people who love Krishna, but I have never seen anyone who has so much love for Krishna as Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda. He became so appreciative of Nanda and Yashoda. So now there is a nice shloka. Who will recite this shloka? Shri Ram will recite.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Nahyasya priyah kaschin.
Nahyasya priyah kaschin.
Na priyo vyastyamaninaha.
Na priyo vyastyamaninaha.
Amaninaha.
Amaninaha.
Nottamo nadhamo vapi.
Notamanodamo vapi.
Samanasya samopiva.
Samadasya samopiva.
Nahi asya asti priya kaschin. There is no one who is as dear to Krishna as Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mata. Okay, means he's appreciating their Vatsalya affection. Of course, gopis are there. Na priyo vasti amaninaha. Na uttamo adhamo vapi. Basically, no one can love Krishna more than the Vrajavasis. So Uddhava, although he went to give news to the Vrajavasis and console them and pacify them, encourage them and reassure them, still it was Uddhava who's being benefited. Uddhava got an experience of seeing the topmost devotees of Krishna in the entire creation. Okay, so now that whole night Uddhava had spent with Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mata discussing about Krishna. So early in the morning, the gopis got up because Uddhava came in the evening. Few people saw him, mainly Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda saw, and then he went into the house, Nanda Maharaj's house. And early in the morning, the gopis got up and they saw a big chariot in front of Nanda Maharaj's house. And they felt that who is this chariot? Whose chariot is this? Looks like this chariot has come from Mathura. In Vrindavan, you don't find chariots. You will find bullock carts. Okay. You don't find chariots driven by horses. You will find carts driven by bullocks. So they recognized that this must be the chariot coming from Mathura. Then they were guessing whose chariot it must be. Coming from Mathura, fine. Did Akrura come back again? Because the news of Kamsa's death in the hands of Krishna has come back to Vrindavan. All the gopis knew that Kamsa was killed by Krishna, but Krishna did not come back yet. So they were thinking, the gopis were thinking that Akrura, who has taken away Krishna from all of us, did he again come back to take our lives, to see our dead bodies? So he has taken life from us. Taking Krishna away from Vrindavan means taking life away from gopis. So after taking away our life, did he again come back to Vrindavan to see our dead bodies? To this degree, the gopis were displeased with Kamsa, Akrura. They were thinking that he's not Akrura, he's Krura. He's extremely cruel. Krura means cruel. They were thinking that he's not only Krura, he has a great influence of making others also Krura. He himself is cruel, and his cruelty is contagious. He is spreading that cruelty everywhere. Means, what is the cruelty here? He wanted to take Krishna away from Vrindavan, and he influenced the minds of Nanda Maharaj and many other elder Gopas in Vrindavan also to send Krishna away from Vrindavan. So they also agreed with him. Means he is spreading his cruelty and the contaminated thought everywhere. So he's like that. So they were so displeased with Akrura. And these people said, did Akrura come back to see our dead bodies or what? To offer as oblations to his master Kamsa. So after saying this, they came closer to the chariot. Then they saw from Nanda Maharaj's house, a person came out. He looked exactly like Krishna. He had bluish complexion, and he is also wearing yellow dhoti, because Uddhava wears Krishna's paraphernalia. Whatever Krishna wears and leaves, Uddhava wears that. So same necklaces as Krishna, same dhoti as Krishna, same shawl as Krishna, same garlands as Krishna. So he looked exactly like Krishna. So who is this person? Definitely he's not Krishna, that they can understand. So who is this person? They were wondering and they surrounded that person. And Uddhava saw, oh, these must be the gopis of Krishna. They must be the friends of Krishna. Krishna told about them. He's day and night he was just remembering them only. So he introduced himself. I'm the cousin of Krishna. Then I have come here to meet all the Vrajavasis, and I have come here to give you a message of Krishna. Then all the gopis caught Uddhava and then took him to a secret place in some bush in Vrindavan and said, hey, tell us what did Krishna say? And does he remember us? Does he remember all the pastimes that we have performed with him? So did he make new friendships in Vrindavan and forget all of us? He is expert in doing that. He will make friendship with some people and then he will leave them and he will go to some other friends. So he's very indifferent. And they also say, definitely, just to be correct, he must have sent you to pacify his parents. But we are not his family members. We gopis are his neighbors. We are the residents of the same village he was residing in. We don't have any blood relationship or any family relationship. Why would he remember us? Maybe he had sent you just as his representative to pacify his parents. So they were kind of criticizing Krishna out of their love for Krishna. So as the gopis were saying like this, then Uddhava said, no, Krishna always remembers you. He keeps telling me about your devotion. So then at that point, Uddhava started opening a letter and started reading it out for all the gopis. He said that Krishna has written in this letter that he is going to come back to you very soon. Initially, they said that initially he was reading. Krishna wrote there that I have created this separation between you and me just so that your love for me increases. Okay. So in separation, our remembrance of the beloved will increase. In meeting, there is some kind of joy, special joy, but in separation also there is another kind of joy. So Krishna is telling the gopis in this letter that, my dear gopis, I have created this situation of separation so that you can enjoy better. You can remember me more. I want to increase your love for me by creating this separation. Okay. So then all the gopis told Uddhava, Uddhava, thank you very much for bringing this letter. Thank you very much for coming all the way from Mathura to Vrindavan and giving this letter to us. Please fold this letter nicely. Okay, hold this letter and you keep it in your pocket and keep it very safe. You know, Krishna will make friendships with more people in Mathura also, and he will write the same letter to them also. This copy will be useful to you at that time. You will give this letter to them. So they are saying that Krishna is claiming that just to increase our love for him, he created this situation of separation. But by creating this situation of separation, Krishna is just killing us. He will definitely incur the sinful reaction of killing innocent women. Okay. So they criticized Krishna like this. They did not take Krishna's argument at all. So then Uddhava said, no, there are more lines in Krishna's letter. Let me read it out for you. Krishna said he will come back to you very soon because Krishna has some responsibilities. Krishna has so many obligations. That's why he has gone to Mathura. So very soon he is going to come back and relieve you from all your pain. He just told me to inform you that he's coming soon. Then the gopis are pacified. Okay. Otherwise, these gopis, till then they were remembering Krishna, they were crying intensely in separation from Krishna, and they looked in the direction towards Mathura. Oh Krishna, oh Govinda, oh Damadara, oh Madhava, please come back, come back. They were crying. So at this point, one special gopi, you know that, who is that? Srimati Radharani. She saw a bee there, and she thought that this bee was a messenger of Krishna. Then later she thought that this bee was Krishna himself. And then she started chastising that bee. Krishna, you have come here, or Krishna's messenger, you have come here to cause us pain. So like that, she started chastising the bee, thinking that it is Krishna. Okay. So after this, Uddhava narrated all the pastimes of Krishna and activities of Krishna in Mathura. And then he asked the gopis, what all pastimes Krishna has done in Vrindavan? Can you please narrate? So the gopis spoke Krishna's pastimes to Uddhava, and Uddhava spoke Krishna's pastimes to the gopis. Like that, they were constantly discussing about Krishna. And after this, Uddhava started having a big tour in Vrindavan. He used to meet all the Vrajavasis and used to go to all the forests, and he would see the pastime places of Krishna. Oh, here is the place where Krishna was playing with the calves. Here is the place Krishna was hiding in the caves of Govardhan. Here is the place where Krishna has done this pastime, that pastime. Here is the place where Krishna has killed Arishtasur. Here is the place where Krishna has killed Vyamasur. So like that, he was having a big tour of Vrindavan. So he is making all the Vrajavasis speak Krishna's pastimes to him. And he also spoke so many Krishna's pastimes to the Vrajavasis. Like that, mutually they are reminding each other Krishna's pastimes, and they are increasing their love for Krishna. This is Krishna consciousness. How do we become Krishna conscious? By discussing about Krishna. You know the shloka? Machitta madgata prana. Who will recite this? If you already know, you can recite. Yes, Gaur Sundar.
Prabhuji, I don't know. Can you screen share?
I don't have it. Machitta madgata prana.
Machita paragrata
Bodhayantah parasparam.
bodhayanga parasatam.
Kathayantasya mam nityam.
Please, can you repeat?
Okay, no problem. No problem. Yes, Jahanavi, you right. You read. Machitta madgata prana.
Machitta madgata prana
Bodhayantah parasparam.
bodhayantah parasparam
Kathayantasya mam nityam. You also don't know this?
Prabhuji, I said behave with you itself.
Oh, say that again. Kathayantascha mam nityam.
Katayantascha mam nityam
Next.
tusyanti charamanti chaha.
So, what is the meaning of the shloka? You know the meaning? You don't know? So, Machchitta Madgata Prana Bodhayantaha Parasparam. The devotees of Krishna, Machchitta, they always think of Krishna. Madgata Prana, they give their lives to Krishna. Bodhayantaha Parasparam, they teach each other, they enlighten each other on Krishna's qualities and Krishna's pastimes. Bodhayantaha Parasparam. Kathayantascha Mam Nityam, they narrate the kathas of Krishna in the assembly of devotees. Means they speak stories of Krishna to each other. Okay, tushyanti cha ramanti cha, with great happiness and with great satisfaction. So this is the life of a devotee, to always be absorbed in discussing the pastimes of Krishna. Okay, so in this way, Uddhava had spent 2 months in Vrindavan, seeing all the pastime places of Krishna, interacting all the Vrajavasis and getting updates on Krishna's pastimes. Okay, so now we can also implement the same thing in our lives. That's what are we doing now. All of us are sitting here and discussing Krishna's pastimes. Okay, so then after spending 2 months, Uddhava understood that the gopis of Vrindavan are the topmost devotees of Krishna. There is no other devotee who is superior to the gopis of Vrindavan. Then he started offering prayers to the gopis. Let's discuss them. One prayer we will discuss, and others we can recite. Krishikeshan, you can recite this. Are you there?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Etah param tanu bhruto bhuvi gopavadho.
Etah param tanu bhruto bhuvi gopavadho.
Govinda eva nikhilatmani rudha bhavaha.
Govinda eva nikilatmani rudha bhava.
Vanchanti yad bhava bhiyo manayo vayam cha.
Vanchanti yadmamapi yomunaya vayam cha.
Kim brahma janma bhirananta katharasasya.
Kim brahma janma bhirananta katarasasya.
Okay, great. This is
Thank
another beautiful shloka. Yadunandan, this is for you. Nayam shriyonga unitantarate prasadaham. We can't hear you, Yadunandan. There's some mic issue. Nayam shriyonga unitantarate prasadaham. Varyoshhitam nalina gandharucham kutonyaha. Rasotsavesya bhujadandagrhita kantha. Labdhasi shamya urugat vrajavallabhinam. Asamahocharan renutushamaham vrindavane kimapi gulmalataushadhinam. Yadustyajam swajanamaarya patham chahitva. Bhejur mukunda padavim sritibhirvimrugyam. So the meaning of these 3 shlokas I will just summarize. Basically, Uddhava is saying that gopis of Vrindavan are the topmost devotees of Krishna, and I just need dust from their lotus feet. But if a prince like Uddhava goes to this innocent, simple-hearted, pure-hearted gopis and asks them, can you please give me the dust from your lotus feet? Out of their simplicity and humility, the gopis may not give that dust to Uddhava. So Uddhava had a plan. Uddhava felt that because they will not give me dust directly, I will become a blade of grass. I'll become grass or some creeper or some bush in Vrindavan, so that when they are walking, they may stamp on me. And thus I will receive their dust. I will receive their blessings. Because they are the topmost devotees of Krishna. And when I receive their blessings, I will also develop some little devotion for Krishna. So this is how gopis are so glorious. Uddhava, one of the most confidential associate of Krishna, and he's a constant companion of Krishna in Mathura and Dwaraka. And such a great devotee, Uddhava, is aspiring for the dust from the lotus feet of the gopis. You can just imagine how glorious the gopis are. There are no other devotees who are more greater than the gopis of Vrindavan. Okay, so after coming back to Vrindavan, Uddhava had spent 2 years in 2 months in Vrindavan, and he came back to Mathura and he gave a report to Krishna. Krishna had spent several weeks hearing all the updates from Uddhava. Uddhava said, "Oh, I met this gopi, I met that gopi, I met this gopa, I went to this place and that place." He started narrating everything that has happened in the last 2 months in minute detail, and Krishna had spent so much time hearing him. That is his love. When you are hearing about Krishna from other devotees of Krishna, that indicates that you have so much love for Krishna, and that also increases your love for Krishna. Okay, so hearing is a very, very important activity for us to develop our love for Krishna and to express our love for Krishna. Even Krishna himself gets absorbed in his own pastimes, because Krishna's pastimes are so beautiful and so enchanting. You know how Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra forms manifested? You
Yes,
don't know that
Prabhuji.
story? Okay, quite a few people know. Okay, some devotees don't know. So I'll tell in brief. This is also Dwarka pastime only. So when Krishna was sleeping in Dwarka, after he shifts to Dwarka, he sleeps in Dwarka. Then within his sleep, he remembers, Yashoda Mata, where are you? Radharani, Lalita, Vishakha, Sridama, Sudama, Stoka Krishna, Madhumangal. He keeps remembering the names of all the Gopas and Gopis in Vrindavan. Then all the queens of Dwaraka, headed by Rukmini, Satyabhama, Ragnajiti, Mitravinda, Kalindi, Satya, Satyabhama, all these great queens of Krishna, they were wondering, we are right next to him and he forgets us and he remembers Vrajavasis. He has spent just 10 years in Vrindavan and then he is remembering them so much even within his sleep. So they all went to Rohini Mata, because Rohini Mata has personally seen Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan, and she knows what all Krishna has done in Vrindavan. So all the queens of Krishna, 16,108 queens of Krishna, went to Rohini Mata and asked her, Rohini, what happened? What happened when Krishna was in Vrindavan? Can you please narrate? Then Rohini Mata said, okay, I will narrate. But when I am narrating Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan, Krishna should not be around. Balram should not be around, because they will go into some ecstasy. So they should not hear. Okay, I will not be able to comfortably speak when Krishna and Balram are here. Then they all selected Subhadra. Subhadra is Krishna's sister. They selected Subhadra as a soldier, as a guard at the door. You be at the doorstep and stand there and carefully watch. Krishna and Balram should not come in. So Subhadra said, okay, fine. She was obedient. At the time she was a young girl. So they made them stand there. And inside, Rohini Mata was sitting in the middle, and all the queens of Krishna were surrounding, and she started narrating all Krishna's pastimes. And Subhadra felt, oh my God, why am I kept in this situation? I also want to hear Krishna's pastimes. So she peeped into the door, and then she started hearing carefully Krishna's pastimes. Meanwhile, Krishna and Balram came. So they were thinking, why Subhadra is standing at the door and peeping inside the house, inside the room? So they became curious. So Krishna came on this side, Balram came on this side. They both, on either side of their sister, they both also peeped inside the room, and then they were watching what's happening inside. And Rohini Mata was narrating all Vrindavan pastimes of Krishna, and they became absorbed. So she was absorbed in narrating pastimes, and Krishna, Balaram, Subhadra, all three of them became so absorbed in the pastimes, out of their ecstasy, out of their intense spiritual bliss and joy, their eyes became so wide. Their smile became so big. Their hands got contracted inside. Their legs became small. They got contracted inside their body, and they manifested the forms of Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. Okay. So Jagannath Ji, Baladev, Subhadra. Jagannath has big eyes, big smile. Hands are shrunk inside. Legs are shrunk inside. Okay. Of course, he can eat and walk and see with that form also. He came there. Okay, to Dwarka. Narmani keeps coming. He's a regular visitor in Dwarka. He saw the special forms. My God, I never saw this form. Krishna, Balram, Subhadra are in a very ecstatic form, super blissful form. So Narmani said, Krishna, Balaram, so may these forms of you manifest forever. May you give your darshan in this form to your devotees forever. Then Krishna said, Tathastu. Then Baladev, Subhadra, Jagannath forms got manifested. Okay, that's the story there. So even Krishna also becomes so happy hearing his own pastimes, because the pastimes themselves are so sweet. And now that I am narrating so many extra pastimes which are not there in Prince Krishna syllabus, I hope you wouldn't mind if I take 1 or 2 extra classes at the end. Okay. So let's come back. Okay, let me tell one more story. There is another pastime. Lord Ramachandra had sent Sita Devi to Valmiki's ashram. There she gave birth to Lava and Kusha. You know that. So Lava Kusha had learnt entire Ramayana from Valmiki, and they came back to Ayodhya and they started narrating Ramayana. Okay. So all the Ayodhya Vasis were mesmerized hearing the Ramayana singing of these 2 little boys, Lava and Kusha. So Ram was also happy. He was sitting on the throne and he was hearing Ramayana. So Ram was sitting on the throne and all the citizens were in the big assembly. They were sitting next to each other. And in the middle of the assembly hall, Lava and Kusha were just happily singing Ramayana. So at that time, the citizens were hearing one pastime and they were laughing and they were just slapping the arms of each other and they were looking at each other. They were smiling at each other. You see, when you're watching a video and you like something, you want to share that happiness with someone, right? When someone is next to you, you smile at them, you pat them. So they were enjoying like that. Ram was sitting on the throne alone. Nobody's there next to him. Sita was also not there. So he was thinking, my God, they are enjoying more than me. So he felt that I should go and sit next to them. Then only I will enjoy. So Ram just held his hands like this, so that he is wearing so many ornaments, right? If he gets up from the throne and if he walks down, he gets attention. All people will notice. His standing up will create some sound, and his jewelry and ornaments also will make some sound. So Ram sat on the throne. He held on to his ornaments very closely like this. And then slowly he descended from the throne and he sneaked in, and then he just joined the assembly where the citizens are hearing Ramayana, and he joined them and he started hearing. Nobody noticed that it was Ram. Okay. When he joined them, he's getting ecstasy. And other people are also saying, and they were looking at Ram and, oh, wow, wonderful, such a pastime, nice pastime. These boys are narrating so nicely. They did not realize that it was Ram sitting next to them. So Ram also became so happy hearing his own pastimes. So the pastimes of the Supreme Lord are so sweet and so Nigerian. When devotees narrate those pastimes, then devotees become happy. Krishna himself also becomes happy. Okay. So now Krishna became so happy hearing all the updates given by Uddhava. Okay. Then after hearing all this Vrindavan pastimes, Krishna remembered his responsibilities. You remember yesterday or day before yesterday? Yesterday we discussed how Krishna transformed that hunchback woman into a beautiful lady. Then she said, "You please come to my house, Kubja. Krishna, I'm very happy that you have given this special mercy upon me. Can you please come to my house?" Then Krishna said, "No, no, no. I have to kill Kamsa first. Then I will come to your house." Okay. So Krishna promised her. Now Krishna remembered that promise. And when Akrura brought Krishna all the way from Vrindavan to Mathura, then also Akrura requested him. He said, "Krishna, can you please come to my house?" Then Krishna said, "Akrura, first I have to kill Kamsa and release my parents, then only I can come to your house." Now Krishna remembered these 2 promises. He said that he felt that I must go to Akrura's house, I must go to Kubja's house also, right? So he went to Kubja's house and Kubja became so happy to receive Krishna. She gave such wonderful hospitality, and along with Krishna, Uddhava also went. Then after meeting Kubja, Krishna went to this Akrura's house. Then Akrura received Krishna, washed his lotus feet, and offered so many prayers to Krishna. And Krishna glorified Akrura. Akrura, you are such a great devotee. You are such a wonderful person. Just people go to holy places and take holy baths in those holy places to purify themselves of the sinful reactions. But just by seeing a pure devotee like you, people can become purified. When you see a good person, when you see a person of gentle nature, gentle conduct, and some purity of heart, that purity will come to you also. By associating or interacting with a pure person who has pure thought process, pure consciousness, and good devotion for Krishna, you will also be inspired to develop devotion for the Lord. So in this way, Krishna glorified Akrura. You are such a pure personality, you will purify others also. Okay. So then Akrura offered prayers to Krishna. Krishna, you are the creator, you are the maintainer, you are the destroyer, this, you are that. He glorified him so much. And then uh, Krishna said, Akrura, I have one service for you. What is the service? He said, the service that I have for you is that you should go to Hastinapur. Because in Hastinapur, let me brief you about the situation of Hastinapur. You know, the king of Hastinapur was Pandu Maharaj. But Pandu Maharaj died. So his blind brother, Dhritarashtra, occupied the throne. He became the king. Pandu had how many sons? 5 sons, Pandavas. And Dhritarashtra had how many sons? 100 sons. So after the death of Pandu Maharaj, Dhritarashtra did not treat the Pandavas like his sons. He was always selfish. He was always thinking, my eldest son, Duryodhan, should occupy the throne, not Pandu's eldest son, Yudhishthir. Actually, in that generation, Yudhishthir is the eldest. Yudhishthir is elder than Duryodhan also. But Dhritarashtra was very selfish. He wanted Duryodhan to occupy the throne. So he was not treating them properly. We have discussed this in our Gita classes also. I will not go deep into this. So Krishna became aware of this. Krishna said, Akrura, these people, Dhritarashtra, is not treating Pandavas properly. So can you please go to Dhritarashtra and tell him that as a king, he is supposed to treat Pandavas also properly like his own sons. You know, how many sons did Kunti Maharani had? Kunti. How many sons did Kunti have?
Prabhuji, can I say?
Yes, please.
Prabhuji, she had actually 4 sons.
Okay. You are right. Who are they?
Karna, Yudhishthira, Bhim, and Arjun.
Okay. So before marriage, as a small girl only, she gave birth to this Karna. That was a mistake. But after she got married to Pandu, she got only 3 sons: Yudhishthir, Bhima, and Arjun. But her co-wife Madri had 2 sons, Nakul and Sahadev. So when Pandu died, Madri also died. Then Kunti Maharani always considered this Nakul and Sahadev, Madri's sons, as her own sons, because she is a Vaishnavi. She is a devotee. She considered her co-wife's sons as her own sons. But Dhritarashtra could not consider his brother's sons as his own sons. See the contrast between the qualities of Dhritarashtra and Kunti. Kunti was having such pure heart and selfless heart. Even as a widow, without protection from her husband, she was protecting 5 sons. Okay. And Dhritarashtra, being so selfish, he was always supporting Duryodhan, Dushasan, Karna, Shakuni to kill the Pandavas. But Kunti is lamenting. Her situation was like a fawn, a lady deer in the midst of so many lions. Okay. So, but Bhishma was always protective. Vidura was always protective. She had some well-wishers, definitely. But the king was Dhritarashtra. He had more power. Okay. So Bhishma took a vow not to become the king, although he had so much power. But anyways, these things were happening. So much of politics and diplomacy and selfishness, conspiracy, things were happening. And then Akrura took the order of Krishna and went to Hastinapur. And he met Kunti Maharani. And Kunti Maharani felt so relieved seeing Akrura. So Akrura was like a elderly personality, one of the chief members of the Yadu dynasty. And Akrura was very affectionate to the Pandavas. And he's a representative of Krishna. He came as the messenger of Krishna. And Kunti Maharani expressed her heart's anguish in front of Akrura. And Akrura consoled her and pacified her. And then Akrura met Vidura also. Then finally Akrura met Dhritarashtra. And Dhritarashtra said, he told Dhritarashtra, Dhritarashtra, You're a king. A king is supposed to treat all his citizens equally. All his citizens equally. Citizens include not only human beings, not only men and women, even animals also are citizens of king. A king is not supposed to kill even animals also. Of course, some cruel animals will come and disturb the peace of the citizens. Then that's a different thing. Kings would go for hunting also. But cows, bulls, some proper animals, they are supposed to be protected by the king. So a king is supposed to protect everyone and treat all his citizens equally. And you are unable to treat your sons and your brother's sons equally. You are not qualified to be a king, technically speaking. So can you please treat Pandavas also properly? You know what Dhritarashtra said? Dhritarashtra said, Akrura, I'm aware of this. I know what I'm doing is wrong. But he says, still I'm doing it. Why? Because it's my destiny. It's my destiny. I have become a puppet in the hands of my own affection for my son. So my affection for my son is making me behave like this. And I'm totally controlled by my love for my son, Duryodhan. I cannot do anything. And then the activities are set, in, set into motion by the destiny. I can't do much. It's all fate. But there's a mistake on Dhritarashtra's part. You know what is destiny? Okay, any thinkers here? What is destiny? Can you define destiny? Who will define destiny? Jahanavi, you want to define destiny? Gaursandar, you can define.
Prabhuji, destiny means one's fate.
Okay, you gave an alternative word for it. You did not define it. Any definition for destiny? Yes, Harshi.
Prabhuji, I think destiny is like the life that we are supposed to lead according to our past actions
Yes.
and our karma.
Yes, that's the right answer. Destiny is the result of our past activities. Your current activity is not destiny. The result that you create by your activity is destiny. So at every moment you have a choice, right? You have the ability to make a choice. If you take if you choose to do something good, you will get good reaction. If you choose to do something bad, you will get bad reaction, right? That reaction is destiny. Action is not destiny. The reaction to your action is destiny. But Dhritarashtra is saying that what I am doing is destiny. No, you are creating future destiny. You are creating your destiny by your current activity. So one should not think that I will do this nonsense. It's all destiny. No. The result of the nonsensical activity that you have done is the destiny. So Dhritarashtra is not taking responsibility for it. And you know what he said? My dear Akrura, I know what you are trying to tell me. Your words and your advices are so brilliant and so wonderful, like lightning. But how long does lightning stay in the cloud? For a fraction of a second. So I can appreciate your advices, but I cannot accept your advice. Like lightning stays in the cloud only for a moment. Similarly, your advice also stays in my heart, and my appreciation for your advice also stays only for a moment. I cannot implement your advice. Okay. So basically, he did not accept the advice. Okay. He continued to be like this, to continue to support Duryodhan, Dushasan, Karna, Shakuni, and then be very rude to the Pandavas. Okay. Then Akrura tried his best, but he could not do much. But definitely he did something good. That is to point out that what Dhritarashtra was doing was wrong. Secondly, to console Kunti Mata. And Kunti Maharani became so happy that Krishna is concerned about me. My nephew Krishna thinks about me. He had sent a messenger to me. See, Krishna is always loving towards his devotees. Although he's staying in Mathura, he's thinking of Pandava's welfare and Kunti's welfare. That gave a great sense of security. A devotee should feel great sense of security in the protection offered by Krishna. Right? We should always be confident that Krishna is very secure. Okay. So like that Hastinapur Akrura went to Hastinapur and then counseled him, and then nothing happened, and he came back. So now at this point, I'm going quite slow, no problem. Jarasandha, you know who is Jarasandha? I told you. Who is Jarasandha?
Prabhuji, can I say?
Yeah, please.
Prabhuji, he was the father-in-law of Kamsa and the king of Magadha.
Exactly. So Jarasandha became very envious of Krishna and Balram. This Krishna has killed my dearmost son-in-law, Mr. Kamsa. Right? I saw him so strong, and I gave my two daughters Asti and Prapti to him in marriage, and Krishna has come and killed. Asti and Prapti went back to Jarasandha, their father, and they gave a report. Hey, this Krishna, some little boy came, 10-year-old kid came from Vrindavan, and he seems to be the son of Vasudeva and Devaki. He killed our husband Kamsa. They never considered how much this Kamsa tormented Krishna's parents. Anyways, Jarasandha became so envious, and he came to attack Mathura city and kill Krishna and Balram. He came with 23 Akshohinis of armies. One Akshohini is 21,870 chariots, 21,870 elephants, 1,09,350 soldiers, and 65,610 horses. So this much of army is called one Akshohini, and Jarasandha came with 23 Akshohinis of army to attack Mathura and to kill Krishna and Balram. So at this point, Krishna called Balram and said, "My dear brother, till now in our pastimes, we have killed so many demons. You know, the purpose of our incarnation is to protect devotees, to kill the miscreants, and to establish dharma. So this is the purpose of our incarnation. Now, so far we have done. We have to do it in a more systematic manner. So Krishna is killing one demon at a time till now. Okay, one fellow at a time. In Vrindavan, one demon only comes to attack Krishna at a time. And Krishna, when he came to Mathura, he started killing few demons, few demoniac people. All the 5 wrestlers of Kamsa he killed at a time. Like maybe some 10, 12 people he killed. But now thousands of people came. And Krishna said, okay, now we have to establish dharma and kill all the miscreants more systematically. Let's invoke our weapons. Till now, Krishna and Balram did not use their weapons. Krishna looked to the outer space. Then he called for his Sudarshana Chakra, Sanga Dhanva, Kaumodaki Gada. Kaumodaki Gada, you know, club. And the Dhanu means the bow and arrow of Krishna, and a celestial chariot, and the Sudarshan Chakra, and Balaramji's Hala. Hala means this plow. All of them have come down. Celestial weapons. These weapons are also personalities. If you read Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th canto, 6th canto, 8th chapter, there is a chapter called Narayana Kavacha. Their prayers are offered to even the weapons of Krishna also. Okay, weapons of Krishna are also personalities. Sudarshan is a personality. So Krishna invoked the presence of weapons. So then they boarded the celestial chariots, and they took these weapons, and they also took a few for namesake, and they went out to fight with Jarasandha and his 23 Akshohinis of armies, right? So, and also the name of Krishna's chariot driver is Daruka, okay? And Krishna blew his conch. Then there was a big argument between Jarasandha and Krishna. Jarasandha said, Krishna, you are a heinous person. You killed your relatives, okay? And you're a mere boy. There's no point fighting with you also. Seeing you, Krishna was very tender. So Krishna was very young, and Jarasandha saw him and, you're a young boy, you're not fit for fighting only. Then Krishna said, warriors, those who have really, those who really have some power, they will not boast like this and waste their time in discussions during the battle. If you really have power, fight with me. And he challenged him like this. Then there was a big fight. I am not going to describe that huge fight. So there was a big fight, and Krishna and Balram had killed all the 23 Akshauhinis of armies, just as two mere boys. They killed all these 23 Akshauhinis of armies. And I will describe the scene of the battlefield as described in Bhagavatam. There was rivers of blood. There were rivers of blood, and in that river of blood, the arms of the soldiers were looking like snakes, and the elephant bodies were looking like islands. The dead horses were looking like crocodiles. The hands and thighs of the soldiers were looking like fish, and the bows were looking like waves, and the weapons were looking like bushes, and the chariot wheels were looking like whirlpools. Okay, this is the scene of the battlefield. Such a ghastly battlefield. And all the citizens of Mathura, they mounted the rooftops, and from the rooftops they were watching. Okay, they were seeing Krishna and Balaram fighting like this. Okay, they were clapping, especially women of Mathura. They cannot come to the battlefield. They were watching the whole battle from there only. Okay. So in this way, Krishna and Balaram killed all the soldiers. Jarasandha lost all his soldiers. Only he was left. He got thousands of people. All of them died. Only he was left. Then Balramji was about to kill Jarasandha also. Then Krishna stopped Balaram. He said, Krishna, don't, Balaram, please don't kill. Why? Why did Krishna stop Balramji from killing Jarasandha? Any thoughts? Any questions? Sorry, any answers? Yes, Hasini?
Because he want to glorify his devotees.
Any other answer? Okay, Harshi, you have a question? You have an answer?
Yes, Prabhuji. He wanted Arjuna to really kill Jarasandha and punish him because that was like he wanted to glorify his devotees in that manner.
You're right, but not Arjuna, Bhima. Okay. Bhima. Yes, Sriram, any other answer? I want another answer.
Prabhuji,
Huh.
Krishna assigned someone else to kill Jarasandha. That was Bhima.
Bhima, yes, you're right. Other two children also said the same thing. Yes, Jahnavi.
He wanted him to be killed by another person, like someone said, like burn him down to ashes.
Oh, that's different. That's Kalayavana. Okay, you're.
Prabhuji, can I tell the story? Can I tell another reason why he wanted
Yes,
Bhima to kill?
yes.
Prabhuji, because in that way Yudhishthir can become the Chakravarti Samrat.
Okay, okay. All of you are fine. Your answers are fine. I'll tell another reason. Yes, Shweta, you have an answer? Yeah.
Prabhuji, he just showed love towards his relatives, so he don't want to.
No. Yes, they are relatives, definitely. But Jarasandha was a demoniac person. The reason is Jarasandha is rendering so much service. Harshi, you got some answer or what? Yeah, you can say.
Yes, Prabhuji. So if Krishna would have killed Jarasandha, then he wouldn't have repeatedly attacked on Mathura, and then he wouldn't be able to go to Dwarka. And
Yes, that's the answer. So Jarasandha has a great ability to gather 23 Akshauhinis of armies. It's not a small thing. So Krishna thought that we descended to kill all the miscreants. Instead of we going to the place where miscreants are there and finding them and killing them, Jarasandha is doing a great service. He is bringing all of them at our doorstep. Without moving from Mathura, all the villains are here only. I can go and kill. We can kill. He's bringing all the villains at our doorstep. So he's doing a great service. Like this, Jarasandha was released, and second time, Jarasandha came to attack. Again with 23 Akshauhinis of armies. Looks like that is his lucky number. 23 is his lucky number, it seems. He's getting 23 Akshauhinis of armies. Second time also, Krishna and Balaram killed all these soldiers and left Jarasandha. Third time also he brought. Like that, 17 times Jarasandha got 23 Akshauhinis of armies to kill Krishna and Balaram, but he was defeated. Okay, so 18th time he was trying to attack Mathura. Okay, you know what happened? At the same time, there is another person named Kalayavana, like Jahnavi said just now. So Kalayavana was king of Yavana. He also wanted to attack Mathura with 3 crore soldiers, 30 million soldiers. So, at that time, what has happened, we will discuss in the next session. Some suspense has to be there, right? Okay. This is a cliffhanger moment. So we'll conclude here. So tomorrow is Diwali. There is holiday. Okay. So we'll conclude here. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. One thing, tomorrow we will not have class. According to the schedule, we gave holidays on 4 days, Govardhan Puja and all that. But if all of you are okay, we can have class from day after tomorrow. We can, or 8th to 13th was the schedule, 6 days continuously, but we can also have day after tomorrow. Is that okay with all of you? Everybody is okay? Yudhanandan, fine. Shweta, fine? Yes, Sriram, Jahnavi is okay. Srivatspu, Purohit, day after tomorrow we will come for class? Okay, Gaursundar is fine, Hershey is fine. Okay, fine. We will post in the group. So tomorrow, Diwali holiday, day after tomorrow onwards, we are having classes. Okay. Now questions. Yes, Prashast, I have a question.
Prabhuji, it's not a question. 19th, I'm not going to attend.
19th.
Yeah.
19th, we will complete the course only.
Oh, is it? Okay.
19th is so far. Any other questions? Yes, Srivats Purohit, you have a question? You are supposed to sing Damodar Ashtakam at the end.
My question was, what did Kala Yavana represented?
That discussion is there only in Vrindavan. Okay, but you want a generic answer? Kalayavana represents pride. He was so proud of his strength. Okay.
So you had a, but I have a question, and my second question was, what is the meaning of ghastly?
Oh, ghastly means fearsome, dangerous. Okay, just
Okay.
looking at that, you will become very fearful. That is ghastly. Okay, scary. Huh?
Okay.
Hari. Next question, Shweta.
Yes, Prabhuji, there would be a king of Mathura, right? Then every time, why does Krishna and Balaram go for fighting?
Okay, Krishna and Balaram are the default protectors of Mathura city. They are Krishna's pastimes. They choose to do that. Otherwise, Ugrasena also can go. But sometimes others also go. When Krishna shifts to Dwaraka, Krishna once went to Hastinapur. We will discuss that soon. Krishna went to Hastinapur. Then some demons attacked Dwaraka. Then Krishna's son, like Pradyumna, Aniruddha, they all came and fought with them. Okay, other Yadus also will fight.
And then did Krishna have a daughter in any case?
Yes, Krishna had daughter, of course. Krishna had 16,108 wives. From each wife, Krishna had 10 sons and 1 daughter. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji. And my last doubt is, so we had course from 8 to 13, right? So when we start from 5th, we will have till 13 or that will reduce.
We wanted to extend, right? 1 or 2 days. That's my agenda in preponing the classes. Okay. We may end little early. May not go till 13th. We may end little early. Next question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hari. Yadunandan. Yes, Prabhu. We can't hear you. Meanwhile, Shyama can speak. Shyama, Liana, are you there?
Yes, Prabhuji. So my question was, if Jarasandha, who is Jarasandha's wife, and who's does Jarasandha have a son?
He might have a son. I don't know who is his wife. That name is not. They are not very prominent characters. Their names are not mentioned, or they may be mentioned. I didn't notice them.
Yes, but
Why are you asking? What is the name of his wife? Anyways.
Um.
Any other question?
So
Okay.
if there are so many, if Krishna, how, why would, if
Prabhuji.
Okay, you can frame your question, Shyama. Meanwhile, Gauransandha will ask. Okay.
Prabhuji, I had three questions.
Yeah, please.
First, can you tell me the what Kovalaya Peda represents, the way you told the
That's-
Kalya, what Kalya one
Yes,
represents?
yes, Prabhu is representing some anartha. That discussion is there in Vrindavan Pastimes, Vrindavan demons. Okay, I mentioned yesterday also. Vrindavan demons represent some bad qualities, but outside Vrindavan, Acharyas did not specifically mention. At least within my study, but
The
in general,
way
all these demons represent some pride and envy and all that.
my second question was that can you can you tell what one Aksha Hindi is
Okay, I will post this in the group. Okay.
and the scene of battlefield?
Yes, sure, sure. I will post.
Prabhuji, am I audible now?
Yes, yes, Prabhu, you can ask.
Prabhuji, when will the MCQ test be shared?
Good. Good. You reminded. We will share MCQ test for full course. All sessions at the end of the course we will share.
Okay, Prabhuji. And Prabhuji,
Diwali has-
if we have time, can you mention the story of Diwali which you said at the starting?
I'm really sorry, I forgot that. Diwali. So many devotees are not here, but still let me share. So Diwali is the day when Lord Ramachandra has returned to Ayodhya. Dashara was the day when Ramachandra had killed Ravana. So the Dashara represents the victory of good over bad, good over evil, victory of dharma over adharma, victory of love over hate. Right. So just like Ram has killed Ravana, similarly we need to offer a prayer on Dashara day to Lord Ramachandra to increase our love and destroy our hate, increase the good in us and then destroy the bad in us. Okay, so that is the significance of Dashara. So after killing Ravana, so Ramachandra has come back to this Ayodhya. So the day on which he has come back was Diwali day, the festival of lamps. All the Ayodhya Vasis, they received Lord Ramachandra with so much of love and affection by lighting lamps of their hearts. Right. So lamp destroys ignorance. Okay. So we should all, when we are offering lamps to Damodar or Lord Ramachandra on Diwali day, we are inviting Lord Ramachandra back in our lives. Okay, that's the significance of Diwali. So Diwali is the day when Lord Ram returned after 14 years of exile. So there are two, like when Ram went to Vanavas, Bharat Maharaj went to the forest and requested Ram, please come back home. But Ram did not come. So Bharat and all the Ayodhyavasis had to wait for 14 years of not seeing Ram at all. The Ayodhyavasis were in intense feelings of separation, and all the lamps that they were lighting, so they represented their love that was blazing uncontrollably in their hearts after years of separation. So Ram was seeing each of those flames of their lamps as the personification of pure love of his devotees, reciprocating with unlimited joy. And that is Diwali. Welcoming the Lord back in our lives after so many countless lifetimes of separation. So somehow in this material world, people are just caught up in so many material activities and they may even forget the Lord. But somehow, with the intervention of a devotee, we get connected to the path of Bhakti Yoga and we come back to the devotional life and then we invite the Supreme Lord in our lives. So that's what Diwali represents. So this is Diwali, welcoming the Lord back into our life after so many lifetimes of separation from Him. Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji. But
Also,
Prabhuji,
Diwali is the day when Krishna performed Damodar Leela. Okay,
yes, Prabhuji.
that
Prabhuji,
you
but
know.
I have heard a different story. So I wanted to confirm whether it was true. Actually, there was a Rakshasa. His name was Narkasur. So he performed austerities and he got a boon that he would die in the hands of his own mother. So she was reborn again as Maharani Satyabhama. So he was causing a lot of trouble on earth. So Krishna and Satyabhama do to kill him. So celebrating the victory over Narkasura, they celebrate Diwali. Is that true?
Yes. I also have heard this, and Bhagavatam also describes how Krishna went on the back of Garuda along with Satyabhama to Pragjyotishapura, the capital of Narakasur, and killed Narakasur and Marasur. We will discuss that story in our Prince Krishna pastimes. Maybe on fifth or sixth day we will discuss that. Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hari Hari. Harshi.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So my first question is that you said that Krishna Bhagwan could relate the most about his separation to Vrindavan with Rohini Mata the most. Why could he not relate the most with Balrama? Because he was also the same age.
See, Balram had a Sakhya Rasa. Sakhya in the sense, like as a brother, almost equal age, he can have a friendly relationship with him. But the emotional support that a mother gives is much, much deeper and intense compared to the emotional support that a brother gives. Okay. So, mother can console and satisfy the emotions of the child more than a brother. Okay, that's natural.
Okay. And my second question was, why did like when Krishna Bhagavan was telling Arjuna that he should fight and it was not wrong for him to kill his relatives, why did he not tell like give Arjuna the example of him killing Kamsa, like when Kamsa is his own uncle?
I didn't get. Can you say that again?
Like in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna Bhagavan gives many reasons and examples to Arjuna why he should kill his relatives because
Okay.
they're on the adharma side. So like
Krishna could have given the example that I have killed my own relatives. Kamsa, I have killed. Jarasandha, Himansha's like grandfather. I killed him. See, Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita in a very concise way. Okay. So 700 shlokas only. Bhagavatam has 18,000 shlokas. There are some Puranas that have hundreds of thousands, lakhs of shlokas. So Bhagavad Gita has only 700 shlokas. In that, eliminating other shlokas, Krishna has 500 plus shlokas. So it's an eloquently spoken, advice of the Lord in an emergency situation of battle. So he may not cover so many related examples, but when you are giving Bhagavad Gita class to some of your students, you can definitely mention this example. Krishna killed his own relatives if they are not, if they
on
are
the
misleading.
dharmas.
Yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Krishikeshan.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I have one doubt, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you said gopis are the best devotees and Govardhan was the best devotees. You said many of them like that. No, Prabhuji, Uddhava like that. That means who would be the best devotee, Prabhuji? I was confused.
For that, we need to hear Brahad Bhagavatamrita. Okay. So basically, you want a quick answer, then gopis are the best devotees. And amongst the gopis,
Okay.
Radharani is the supreme. If you want a long answer, let's discuss Brahad Bhagavatamrita for several days and weeks. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, and where will be the recordings shared, Prabhuji? This Prince.
I think you need to log in to online.brcmumbai.com through your registered email ID, then you will have access to all recordings.
Oh, okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna,
If you have
Prabhuji.
any question, you can just send a message to the admin of the group. Okay. Yes, Prashasta.
Prabhuji, like how many sons, how many how many sons did Jarasandha have?
I don't know. We need to figure out.
Because somewhere I heard that there were two sons, Sahadev and Jayatsena.
Oh, maybe that's true. That's true. We need to find out. I don't remember.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. Now is the time we hear the Damodar Ashtakam of Srivats Purohit, right? Are you supposed to sing Srivats?
Prabhuji, my question was,
Not question, Damodar Ashtakam.
we call when Krishna killed Narakasur, that festival was Narakatuldashi.
See, we will discuss Narakasur pastime on the 6th or 7th day of our course. Okay.
But
Right now we want to hear Damodar Ashtakam from you.
got the put die in his hands of mother?
Okay, we will discuss. We will discuss. Okay.
Okay.
Damodar Ashtakam, are you singing or shall we conclude? Okay. I think he's not in a mood. Okay. Shall we conclude now? Someone else wants to sing? Prashasta sang in the beginning. Okay, fine. We will conclude. I'll go for my. Oh, Harshi wanted to. Damodar Ashtakam. Hasini, you want to sing? Or Prashasta, you sing again?
Okay, Prabhu, I can sing. Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Lasakundalam Gokule Vrajamanam Yashodabhiyoluka Ladavamanam Param Drishtamatyanta Odrudagopya Sudantamuhurnetram yukmam brijantam karambojayugmena sadankanetram muhusvashakam patrirekandakantam siddhargaivam damodaram bhakti-bhaktam Idi Dikshvalila Pirananda Kunde Swahosram Mimajantam Apyavayantam Tadiyeshu Dagneshu Bhaktajidatvam Puna Prematastam Satavriti Vande Varam Deva Moksham Na Mokshavadimba Nachanyam Bruhneham Va Reshatabiham Idam Teva Purnata Gopalabalam Sadamne Manasyavi Rastam Kimanye Idam Te Mukambojam Atyantanile Vridam Kundalai Snikaratyasya Gopya Muhushumbitam Bimbaraktadaram Ne Manasya Bhiratam Ram Lakshalabe Namo Deva Damodaranand Vishnu Sasi Daprabodhuka Jalabhimanyam Kripa Drishti Vishyadi Vilambatanu Grahanesha Mamakyam Yadi Akshidrishtya Kuberatmajo Bhakta Mute Vayatva Vayamurchitau Bhakti Bhajau Kritau Cha Tata Prema Bhaktim Svatame Prayacha Namo Kshegraho Mestida Mudareham Namaste Studame Studatitidame Vediodarayata Vishwasyadame Namo Radhikaya नमोऽनन्तलीलाय देवाय दुर्गम् नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमोऽनन्तलीलाय देवाय दुर्गम् हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे.
Thank you, Hasani. Hare Krishna. I'm not visible only. Light failed here. Thank you very much. We'll meet the day after tomorrow. Huh? Hare
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Good night.